Very, very excited to say hello to our next guest. He had a night that I'm sure he has dreamed about for many years. I'm sure there was a time where he thought maybe it would never play out the way in which it did, but it really did play out like a dream on Saturday at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. It was the rematch of the fight that I still think, as of right now, is the contender, the top contender for boxing fight of the year. Boxing match of the year, if we want to get super technical. They ran it back, as you know, Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn, and this time the Benns got one up on the Eubanks. This time Conor Benn beat Chris Eubank Jr., and this time it wasn't even close. I mean, you can make a very strong case that it was a complete shutout for the Destroyer. He proved his point. He put the exclamation point. He's now apparently going to go right back down to 147 pounds. There's a lot to talk to him about, and he is kind enough to join us on this Wednesday evening. He is joining us with his lawyer, Lee Emtej, who was here several months ago when Conor and Shakur had their little tete-a-tete in our very studio. Gentlemen, great to have you on. Conor, congratulations. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Great speaking to you again.
And you're looking phenomenal, Lee. You're looking great. You were looking great in the ring next to Conor on Saturday night. So I see the smiles on your faces, and I would imagine that the smiles haven't left. Have you come down from the high, Conor? Have you come down from what you accomplished on Saturday, or are you still feeling, all the buzz that you accomplished on Saturday?
Yeah, I've just been on the phone to Keith and Lee, looking at when we're getting back in the ring. So for me, although it was a great win and probably the best night of my life and the greatest win of my career, I definitely want to push on and just keep the momentum going.
A lot has been made of how he looked, how Chris looked, how you looked, and the debate is, we were just talking to Frank Smith about this around an hour and a half or so ago. The debate has been like, was the result of that fight, was that performance more about what he didn't do or what you did? And when people focus, like they did on the broadcast and shows like this, focus on how lethargic he looked and, how he didn't throw as much as the first time, is that taking away from what you accomplished? How do you feel about this talk in the aftermath?
Because you look at the fight and you go, I changed the fight completely through discipline, through feints, through footwork, using my youth, my feints to keep him off guard, didn't know what shot was coming, and make him feel heavy on his feet. In the first fight, I played into his hands, which was me falling in, lunging in, applying the pressure. You could see he had clearly trained for me to fight one way, and that was me attack, being reckless and wild and swinging, and him countering. And the 2-3 times I did in the 12-round fight, I come in for attack and lunged in. He caught me with some good counter shots, but I had to stay disciplined. The fight would have been exactly the same first time round if I had just used my boxing brain, my feints, my jab, and stayed disciplined and calm and calculated. But ultimately, I knew he couldn't live with his speed. He couldn't live with the feints. He couldn't live with the youth. And that should have stuck to the tactics first time round.
So you don't subscribe to the theory that he looked lethargic or different, tired, sunken in, any of that?
He would have looked like that in the first fight, but I was there to be hit in the first fight. That's the difference. I was there, reckless, wild, zero defense. It was a shootout from the start. So he didn't have to move his feet. He didn't have to use his boxing brain. He just had to be a middleweight standing there fighting me, whereas I took that away from him this time round. It kept my distance, made him fall short, and used my speed, my athleticism, my explosiveness. More importantly, used my boxing brain to get the win and make it look easy.
You did. You definitely did that. I'm wondering, because of the history, because of what happened in April, obviously what happened with your fathers, and maybe this was going to be the last chance to right the wrongs. Did you feel that pressure this time? Where you didn't look like a guy who was feeling that pressure, but just in the build-up on Saturday, on fight week, were you placing that pressure on your shoulders, on your family's shoulders?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I felt the pressure for sure. I didn't want to lose the fight, but number one, because I don't want to lose. That's number one. I don't like losing. I hate losing. I don't like losing. So for me, that was like, I can't lose to the same guy twice. Because if I lose this time round, I really lost twice to this man. Whereas because I lost the first fight, if I rectify it, make adaptations and changes and grow, and show that I'm able to learn from the first fight, I don't really classify that as a loss. I classify it as a lesson, and I'm able to change, adapt, and grow. You lose to a man twice. What did you learn? What did you, he is the better fighter. And I strongly believed he wasn't the better fighter. I just played into his hand. And when I say I lost the fight, not because of him, but because I didn't stay disciplined. Conor Benn lost the fight because of me. It was me versus me, and I lost the fight. It wasn't necessarily anything he done.
I was watching a lot of your interviews, and we even had a chance to speak in the aftermath of the first fight, and everyone was celebrating how great the first fight was, the war that it was, the entrances, the build-up, the fight week, the appearance of his father, and I could tell that you and let me know if I'm completely misreading this. You were like, "Yeah, man, but I didn't win." So like I don't feel like celebrating this. I don't feel like reveling in how great of a scene it was in the theater and the magic of it all. Was that annoying in the aftermath? Everyone was trying to like have such a great chat about how great this was, but ultimately from a sporting perspective, you didn't accomplish what you wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, it was like I felt a little bit disappointed because it was like, I don't know what you guys think of me. Like, oh yeah, you've done really well. You've
Yeah.
done really well. Oh, you've done good. Oh, it's a great fight. It's like, well, but that's not the point here. Like, I don't know. It was a bit of a hard one because it was like, I'm so glad I could entertain this for you guys. And the reality is, would I have rather it been a boring fight and won, or an exciting fight that people will remember forever? You know, and I think to myself, if people had come away and gone, oh, I never want to see him fight again, or oh, couldn't sell out Tottenham again, then I'd probably be more disappointed in that. It's a lose-lose, really, in this situation, because ultimately, I'm glad I gave people a fight to remember. I'm glad that when people look back at my career, they go, yeah, that was one hell of a fight. But it would have been nice to get the win. It was mixed emotions. I mean, it was hard to lose to another man and have my first loss, and it was even harder that his name was Eubank.
Right. Lee, you've known Conor for a long time. You're his mate, but you're also his lawyer, and so knowing what he's been through over the past few years with everything that went into this fight, how are you feeling going into Saturday, and what was it like for you to eventually start to see him rise to the occasion the way in which he did?
Well, I mean, firstly, thanks for having me on as well, Ariel. But we were so much more confident, this time going in. I think we all felt that, as good as Conor was in the first fight, we that his team and those of us, who know him well, all knew he could be better than that, and it was totally understandable. He went into that first fight wanting to take his head off. There was so much animosity there, but with a calm, level head, he was able to produce, a fantastic performance.
Yeah, I was talking to Frank about this, Connor, about like the weigh-in stuff, because in MMA we kind of show everything. The fighters show everything as far as the weight cuts are concerned, and this was such a big, narrative going into this fight and the aftermath of the second fight, the first fight, the second fight, all this stuff. And he says in boxing, like you don't do the stuff that Chris does in terms of showing it, and he did it again. And I'm wondering why you think he does this. Why do you think that he shows so much of the weight cutting process? And if there's a specific reason that comes to mind as to why he does that.
Sympathy, that's all. I mean, it's a narrative that's pushed. You think for his majority of his career, he's made 160. And him and his team said, let's put the £10 rehydration limit. And we said that we can't go up to like any crazy amount, but that was the number they suggested to us, which is what they've suggested. So I don't know why they went with the narrative that we stuck the rehydration clause there. But funnily enough, when we done the evening weigh, he was 165 in the evening. When we done the scales on the ceremonial weigh, he was 165, and then the following day for the morning check weigh, he was £3 under the 170 limit. So it don't make no sense to me, but it doesn't have to make sense to me. If however he chooses to conduct himself, whatever media narratives he wants to push, then that's so be it.
Do you feel like the issue, whatever it may be, do you feel like it's squashed now? Do you feel like it's over between you two?
I mean, now that the dust has settled a little bit, he's not my type of guy. But he's a good fighter, and he gave me 2 great fights, and we made history together. So, but on a personal level, probably not my type of guy. No.
I asked that because even when your father was speaking about Senior in the aftermath, it's like, I actually think he hates him even more now. I think he's so annoyed with him. And so I feel like you guys will never just see eye to eye. Like the 4 of you will never be mates. We'll never see you at a convention shaking hands and signing autographs.
Listen, how much?
Yeah, I guess.
How much?
But I would imagine you're probably happy to not be thinking about him anymore, right? That you can move on?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm so happy because now I feel like 3 years is done now. I feel like that chapter's now closed because although I had won the case and everything was done and finished, I now feel like that chapter's closed. Where it's finished, it's completely done now. Like this was the finale, and I won the fight as well.
Does the win allow you to erase, like to move on from the last 3 years, all the pain, or will that always stick with you?
No, it's closure.
It's closure.
This last fight meant a lot more to me than anyone knows.
Oh, I mean, I remember the first time we met and how much you were struggling and what you told us about everything you've been through. And so to hear that word closure, you don't think it sticks with you at all? You don't think that will remain with you, that experience? You feel like you can fully move on now?
When you say fully move on, I feel like there'll always be a little stain there. But ultimately, it's given me strength. It's given me resilience. It's given me wisdom. It's given me knowledge. It's given me clarity. It's given me more than it's taken. At this stage now, while I was going through it, it was the end of the world. There was no like, what do I do? And it wasn't just me. It was my name. It was my finances. It was my family. It was the legacy. It was the list went on of things that I felt like it had damaged. But the things it's taught me and the principles and foundations it's given me, it's definitely given me more than it's taken away.
By the way, sometimes it's 1-1. There is a third. Why do you have no interest in a third?
Because I feel like it'd have to be at 168. Which, don't get me wrong, I would do. Like I'd go up to 168. I'm not bothered. When I look at a man, I don't look at another man and go, "Oh, he's a big guy." I'd fight him at 168. It's not what I'm saying though. But what I'm saying is that's the only way something like that would happen, and I don't have any interest in going up to 168.
Why is that? You think he would never agree to it unless it's at 68?
No, he would. Oh yeah, he wouldn't agree to it unless it's 168. But then also there would be no benefits for me in people saying, "Oh, he's weight drained, or he's this, or he's that." The reality is the Conor Benn that turn up on Saturday is the Conor Benn that would have beaten him in April and would have beaten him and would beat him again. That because he can't live with my speed, my youth, my footwork, my boxing brain, my hand speed, my timing. He's just on the other side of the clock.
And so is it back down to 47 or is there a chance 54?
No, it's back down to 147, definitely. Okay. I don't know how long I've got to make 147. So, ideally we go straight into the biggest 147 fight we can make.
And what's that?
That's Barrios.
Okay, that's Barrios, because I have to say, Conor, as I was on Twitter, X, all day today, I keep seeing you and Ryan Garcia going back and forth. We have a ton of evidence here of you guys going back and forth. And so why is it not Ryan Garcia? Because I know that Barrios is the WBC champion, but we all know Ryan Garcia is one of the biggest stars in the sport. That's an infinitely bigger fight.
Yeah, you're right. Just seeing them tweets, yeah, no, definitely Ryan.
Wait, you've changed your mind.
I changed my mind.
Was that not you writing those tweets?
It was me, but yeah, just seeing it just infuriates me.
Why does it infuriate you?
Because I just think he's an idiot. And I feel like he I just feel like he's an idiot, and I would love to knock him out in front of 65, 70,000 here in London. I feel like me and Ryan will make for a great fight. I feel like I'm at my most dangerous at 147, especially mixing with the bigger guys, and I feel a lot stronger. And I feel like he'd be in for a shot. If Riley Romero put him down, he's a great fighter as well. I would definitely. I feel like I'm a lot more explosive than Rolly, a lot more accurate and reactive, and very triggering, very sharp. I feel like I would do some damage.
I mean, that's a proper stadium fight. You versus Ryan Garcia is a gigantic deal, especially in the UK. And he said in one of those tweets that he'd be willing to go to the UK, that he wants to go to the UK. So is that what you are pushing for now? Is that what you want?
I've instructed Keith Connolly and Lee to make the Ryan Garcia fight.
Wow.
So, and if that don't materialize, then cool, no problem. Barrios, either one of them. Those are the two people on my hit list. Ryan Garcia will be a mega fight, and yeah, no doubt I will. Yeah, I believe I'll knock him out. At 147, I'm at my most dangerous for sure. That's where all my highlight real knockouts have come.
Lee, like I said, we just had Frank in studio, and he told me that he was about to talk to Keith and I believe Conor about his future. And you guys just mentioned about having a chat about the future. Did this meeting happen yet? And if so, what can you tell us about it?
I believe it's actually happening potentially right now.
Wait, right now? Like, this is the meeting? Is this the meeting right here?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Keith and Frank are supposed to be speaking very shortly, if not already. But I think one thing is abundantly clear is that we have a verified star on our hands, right now. In terms of commercial appeal, he is right up there. He is the money man. He is now who everybody wants to fight. Who was the last non-heavyweight other than Canelo to sell out, 2 stadiums in a row? He is still in his 20s, coming off a massive win, looked great in the process. And I think really in terms of, Keith and I actually had a phone conversation last night where we did a fun little exercise that I'd like to have your input on, actually. Who are the top 5 stars in boxing currently? Who, in terms of eyeballs on screens, bums on seats, who is in front of Conor that isn't, 1 or 2 fights away from retirement? It's a very short list, if anyone, right now.
That's a very fair point. So who are you pushing for, Lee?
I mean, I think, those 2 names are absolutely at the forefront. Barrios, Conor has, been very persistent for some time that he wants that WBC belt. His father had that, so he's always been adamant that that's what he wants. And Garcia, there is the kind of enmity between them, but they've always been linked, and it's just a monster fight, isn't it? It is absolutely monstrous. Two guys with huge commercial appeal. One coming off a great win.
Ryan Garcia ain't even Spanish. He don't even speak Spanish. I'm more Spanish than Ryan Garcia.
But he is a big star. You have to admit that. And so what does matter more to you, Conor? Because he is, I think, the box office matchup. But Barrios, the belt, you've talked about it. Your father, that's for legacy. So what means more to you right now?
It's a hard one, that Ariel, because it's a hard one. I can't really say it. At this present moment. I feel like people remember how you made them feel when they watch you fight. When people don't talk about when my dad won the world title against Doug DeWitt, unless you're a boxing person. The fights they talk about are the 2 Eubank fights. you know, and the way the families get together and they come together, and it's a sport that brings the whole family together, brings their nation together. And I feel like I've done that in my last 2 fights. And it's very rewarding to know that I gave a family entertainment across the country, across the world. But ultimately, I can't really pick on that one. If there's any world title belt, it would have to be the green and gold belt. For me, is the most prestigious, horrific belt in boxing. You know, for me, it's the best belt there is. But I'm not too sure. I can't really say.
You're torn.
Yeah, I'm torn. Yeah.
Can I-
I would if they presented me both options.
Yeah.
I'd spin a bottle.
You're not leaning one way or over the other.
No, I'm 50-50. I'm down the middle. But ultimately, what a great position to be in. It's a beautiful position to be in, considering the position that I was in 3 years ago. So ultimately, I would probably do a poll and see who wants what, and the public can get whatever they want.
What was that, Lee?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Can I weigh in?
Ariel, do you remember when we first met in Riyadh about 18 months ago now?
Yes.
And that was when Conor was being linked heavily with the Manny Pacquiao fight, which I think in hindsight we're all really glad it didn't crystallize at the time. But the media attention in that potential fight was huge, if you recall.
Yep.
You know, I think it was so huge that I think Queensberry were a bit miffed at us for taking some of the attention away from the event. But that just showed, you know, his star power back then, and subsequently he's now coming off, as I said, 2 sold out stadium fights and a great huge win. So whatever he now chooses to do next is certainly going to be a huge deal.
Or if them two fight, I'll fight the winner.
You want to take some time? When do you want to return?
I don't want to return.
Yeah.
I was straight on the phone straight after the fight, going, "When are we back out? When are we fighting again?"
He's been blowing up our phones, Keith and my phones, and
I'm not even joking, Ariel.
Well.
I'm not even joking.
No rest. No rest at all.
What do you think?
Money don't sleep.
I get it. What do you think? Summertime? Realistically,
see, even that's so far away from me.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do? Like, what do I do from now to then? Like, that's such a long time. It's a long time. I mean, we'll see. I'll let the team do what they got to do. I'll keep myself busy training, working over things, and getting my weight down as well.
That's true. Can I weigh in? My choice, my vote.
Yes.
You didn't ask me, but I'll weigh in. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Well, yeah, Garcia.
Of course.
Garcia, definitely.
Of course, man. This is the fight business. This is the prize fighting business. And with all due respect to Mario Barrios, who's a great fighter, the reason why you're mentioning him is only because he has that title, and that means something, and I get it. And you'll have plenty of time to go for that title. Ryan Garcia in the UK, coming off of that fight that you just had, and then the other fight in April is...
Done. Keith, Lee, get this Garcia fight over the line. It's on you, like, if this fight don't happen, it's on you.
Yeah, that's right.
Keith. So make this fight happen next at any cost. We're doing it in April, stadium in London. Ariel, you're getting what you wish, mate.
I wanted to say, can I be in between you guys? Because I think the last time with you and Shakur, it was great magic, the three of us. So can I do like the face-off with you guys?
I'll fly in.
Yes.
We can do the face-off.
Hell yeah.
How about that?
Live on the
Do an
set.
American tour.
Let's do it.
Wait,
Ariel,
hold on. Ariel got it. So Ariel's saying he reckons the Garcia fight's the fight to make.
Hello, sir. How are you?
How we doing, buddy? How are you?
Oh, congratulations to you and the whole family and your son. It's an honor to speak to you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Wow. What do you think of that idea? Do you like this idea?
What, Garcia?
Yeah.
100%. But I think me personally, I want a WBC, man. I want that around the waist like me.
You see, this is the problem. He's a true sportsman. He's a true sportsman. He's a legend, and he wants you to have what he once had. But as you know, sir, with all due respect, the prize fighting business, we go for the biggest fights. We go for the biggest bag, right? This window is this small right here for these fighters.
Yeah, I think, me personally, I would like to see him fight for the WBC against Barrios, win the WBC, and then fight Ryan Garcia right next. That's my dream.
I mean, who am I to argue with the old man? Who am I to to tell him that he's wrong? I just think these two guys are magic. I think the promotion, the build-up, the scenes, the face-offs would be tremendous. It would be incredible. I think your son has now become, other than AJ and Fury, up there as the biggest star in UK boxing. And I feel like
100%. I agree with that 100%. But he's always wanted the WBC. He's always wanted the WBC. So I don't think that money should get in. Money's always going to follow him. It's not going to go nowhere. Money's always going to follow him. So I think, me personally, it might not make the same amount of money, but having that strap around your waist, so when he retires, you can always say, I've done it.
yeah.
I reached the top. Because he'll always make money. It's just the way he is. He's always going to make money.
He's the money man now.
No, I get that.
Sure.
But can I ask Mr. Benn one last question before? This is a rare opportunity. We've never had a chance to speak. What does it feel like now in the aftermath of all of this? The history that this fight was made, this rivalry was made because of your rivalry with Senior. Do you feel the same as your son? Do you feel like you can let it go now? Can you move on? Is it over now, in your opinion?
Yeah, because you know what it is. I'm glad it's over with, because you know what it is. I'm sorry, but when them two get together, I'm not being disrespectful, but when they get together, they suck the oxygen out the press conference. I don't know. I'm just glad it's over with. They don't have to have a rematch. Conor won that fight convincingly, so now he can move on to big and better things.
Are you happy that you don't have to worry about them anymore, talk about them anymore, be in the same presence?
Yeah, I'm glad they're gone, because we had a little disagreement. He's still trying to play like we're still fighting, and he don't really want to play that with me, because I'm not playing with him.
What's the disagreement? What was the disagreement?
Well, what happened at the face-off? He was dancing in front of me doing all this, and then I put my hand out to shake him, and I thought I'm going to bring him in for a cuddle, just being respectful, and he put his elbow in my chest, and I actually felt like knocking him off the stage. And then, afterwards, at the day of the fight, in the ring, he went to go and shake my hand. I said, I'm not playing with you. I'm not doing that rubbish. Stay away from me. Go away. Go away. And I won't talk to him again, because he's still playing this game. He loves the limelight. I'd rather just sit in the background, let my son do the business, and that's it. I'm not here for the limelight. I've had a great career, so I don't need to carry on. But he's still living in that show life. He's still not being the real Chris Eubank. He's got this image that he can't change no more. So everyone thinks that that's not the real Chris Eubank. That's just an image that started back in the 90s when we fought. And he hasn't let go of it. He's still walking around thinking he's a man. Move on. Let our kids do the business. But he's still living that life, and I don't want to be a part of it. I really don't want nothing to do with him, to tell you the truth. I'm glad it's over. Now Conor can move on, and I can move on, go back to Australia.
By the way, do you think he was paid to be there on Saturday and in April? What's your verdict on that?
Well, the first time,
Yeah.
I believe, and from very good sources, but it's all going to come out that he got $250,000.
Okay.
And that's it. And I just know, because one day you can't start saying, "Oh, you're a disgrace, you're a disgrace." Oh, you're a disgrace. The next minute, he's at the fight. He's at the fight. Just knowing that he's going to get, I believe he was paid.
Okay.
I believe he was paid. And just by his comments on TalkSport, you can see that he was paid.
Okay. Well, wonderful to meet you, and congratulations on the win. It's an actual honor. I didn't expect this. Conor, every time we speak, there's like unexpected things that happen all the time. You and Shakur. Can I ask you, just before I let you go, Conor, what about Shakur?
Yeah.
We didn't mention him because I have to say, you guys were magic together in here. I mean, it really made me want to see you fight. I know there's a weight difference there too, but is he on the hit list?
I actually spoke with Shakur.
Oh.
Because I actually spoke with him because I'm not one to talk. When I talk about it, I mean it.
I'm sorry, I've got to jump in here. I want Conor, not Haney, none of these. I don't want them fired. I want guys that are going to stand there and have a fight, not jumping around the frigging ring. People don't want to watch that. It's boring. You see what happened in New York? People don't want to watch that. They want to watch two people go in there and have a fight. That's what people want to see. They don't want to see people running around the ring. They don't want to do that. They want to, people just think two fighters get together and earn their money, not jumping around, prancing around the ring. Ooh, let me run. He's not good for my son. Sorry, he's not good for my son.
But I spoke with Shakur yesterday.
Oh.
I said to him, are you being serious? Because if you're being serious, we can do the fight in April. And we can do it at a stadium here. So I said, if you are, and he said, no, listen, I'll get Tio out of the way. I'm going to get the win for sure. And 100% we can do the fight in April in England. So the reality is, Ariel, is I'm not these, I'll make the fight happen. I'll make them happen. I'll tell Eddie, this is what we're doing. Let's make the fight. The same with the Eubank thing. I've come up to 160. You got to remember, I built up to 160 now, but I was a 147 when I agreed to fight. So I'm willing to fight any man.
Okay, let's see. Final thing. What is your advice to Chris now? What does Chris do in your opinion? Does he retire? Does he?
You talking to me about my dad?
I'm talking to Conor. I'm talking to
oh,
you.
okay.
Yeah.
Move it to 168 and you're fighting.
That's what I said.
No.
I just said that.
Yeah.
I won't fight, but I literally just said the only way he'll do the fight is 168. And I said, I'm not interested.
No more.
But that's what I would advise him to do. But then he's going to go up to 168. He's not big enough. And then fight who?
I mean, there was talks of him fighting, the likes of Canelo and whatnot, but I don't think that's in the cards anymore.
What do you think, Ariel?
In terms of if it's in the cards, I think.
No. In terms of what you think he should do, walk up to 168 and fight Janibek or Shiraz.
I think he should move to 168 without a question. I think he should take a break. I think the two fights back to back took a toll on him. I thought that he was going to get the Canelo fight if he would have won because of the relationship with Turkey. But yes, I don't know if those fights are good for him right now.
Someone told me Crawford had eyes on the winner. I heard it from a source that he wanted the winner of me and Eubank.
Oh.
That's what I heard.
That'd be a big jump for you unless he comes down to maybe 54.
I won't do it. I'm not doing 168 or 160 or, yeah.
Okay. Well, this has been wonderful. Guys, what a pleasure this is. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for your time. Mr. Nigel Benn and Conor Benn and Liam. Oh, look at this. Look at this scene right here. Look at us. We're like one big happy family here. Congratulations. Enjoy the victory. I really appreciate it. I know it's getting late over there, so thank you so much for the time. Always a pleasure, Conor, and congratulations. So very happy for you. You did it. Case closed. We can now move on. Enjoy everything that comes with the win.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Take care, guys. All the best. That was amazing stuff. Conor Benn, Nigel Benn, Lee Amtej, his lawyer. That was wild. That was a legend right there, guys. Nigel Benn, shout out to Nigel coming in. I mean, golly. He's just like, hey, 1 second. Let me bring an old man here.
I'm gonna go run and grab a snack.
Yeah.
Also, the pipes on Pops, man.
The man.
Brings in dad, but the best part is when Nigel starts taking out the jacket. He's like, let me settle in.
Let me get comfortable
Let me get comfortable to tell you what's real.
Well.
Let me take the jacket off.
Legend. Legit legend.
Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.